Welcome back to Greatest Cities in Sports. This is year 2 of the Wisconsin rebuild, aka 2026, in which we are coming off of a season and where we actually saw some decent success. 4 playoff teams across the board, one of them making it all the way to the conference finals, the other ones all having first round exits, means that I feel like we're in a good position to see some growth from that stage, from every single team. Besides maybe the Badgers, who I do think were a little bit fluky in their appearance in the college football playoff. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to recreate that once again. So, if you have not watched episode 1, please go back and watch episode 1. If you're watching this in the supercut, hi, how's it going? I'm still here. Anyways, so going into this next season with the Milwaukee Brewers to start off. First, we didn't really make a whole lot of moves in the offseason. We went and got John Beans, we traded for David Bednar, signed Alex Young out of the Rule 5, and kind of left the same pitching staff, with the lineup being the only thing we did was re-sign David Fry for, I guess, an arbitration, and then signed Pavin Smith, who we were able to get on an incredibly cheap deal to be a platoon righty in our outfield. With those in mind, knowing that we have some prospects now, especially this just phenomenal looking third baseman that we drafted last year, I'm really excited to see how he develops. I think we have another shot to win the NL Central again. I mean, it's not necessarily going to be a guarantee. The Central still has the Cubs, and they still have the Reds, who were really, really good last year, and so there's still a lot of chances for us to not be able to do so, and we didn't make a whole lot of moves to really put ourselves into position. But we were able to re-sign Contreras to an extension, Peralta to an extension, Woodruff to an extension, and all those extensions are going to be able to put us in a position over the next couple of years where I'm going to feel confident of retaining this team. Cortez will be gone at the end of the year, Hoskins will be gone at the end of the year, but I think we'll be in a good spot to replace them, and maybe I'll be looking for a new first baseman to go alongside this roster if we don't find one in the draft. Because I think Rhys Hoskins, while he's been great, I don't necessarily know if I want to pay him this offseason, and Andrew Vaughn's not really going to develop into anything. We can be real about that. Maybe David Fry will be a first baseman. I don't know. Anyways, I digress. Let's get into this season and see what we can find in the draft as we approach 2026, trying to get finally out of the first round of the playoffs. Taking a look at the draft, I think we might be getting probably pitchers, I would say. I don't necessarily think there was a whole lot of position players, but there is a lot of really, really good pitching in this draft. And I've only scouted for 7 weeks. After a nice little win streak to end the month of May, we are sitting in first place in the NL Central, 9 games ahead of the Cincinnati Reds. I feel pretty confident that this will be another division as long as we hold this together and don't have a hot start and a slow decline throughout the season like we did last year. And as we move to the NBA draft, we should be in a very good position now. 10 games up on the Reds as they're battling with the Pirates for the second slot in our division. I think we're going to be pretty safe this season. And the question is what we're going to see in the draft to be able to kind of support this roster, as I think we'll be pretty good for contention this year. The question is if we'll still be good enough to beat any other divisions. Because as you can see, we're 20-3 in our division because the NL Central is awful.
My lord, soon the realm will feel the weight of your iron boot upon its neck. I shall return the realm to its rightful heir, the King of the East. Sir Giannis, how may I serve you? I present a sacrifice, my lord. Sir Dame of Lillard will go to the Lakers, as their greed will be their end once again. But you will be surrounded with youth and talent, which you had never seen since the year of 2021. And with that youth, you may swerve around that corner. Whoa. My lord's hunger has been sated. The East shall be his again.
I don't know who that guy was, but I liked him. Looking at our draft board in the draft, I think we're kind of limited on position players. There were a couple guys that I really liked. Joe Dye, I think, is my favorite of this, and he's a little bit lower because we did just draft a third baseman. But it's still talent, and I think that this could be good. I think Matt Catt could be good, but not as much as probably Joe Dye. Bradford MacArthur could be good. We could get something here in the second with one of these guys. I think, though, out of anything, when I look at it, this is a pitching draft. This is a draft where there is a ton of pitching talent, and I need to get as much of it as possible. We are going to probably be drafting almost all pitchers. Not a single one of the position players that I liked are still available. I mean, Deerdorf is technically, but that's more of a second-round pick, as is De Los Santos. But really, I mean, it's going to be hard to deny the desire to take one of these pitchers then. And there's a lot of good ones, I think. But I put a bunch of them on my board, but I didn't generally grab the ones who are like ranked right next to where they are supposed to be drafted. And when I scrolled through, I was like, oh, who's still available? Who's still looking around? This starting pitcher is going to be really good. With the walks per nine and the hits per nine, Roger Lincoln should be really, really good. There's also some other position players that could be good, like William McVale, but I'm just going to take the position player or the pitchers, and we're just going to go for it. Roger Lincoln, welcome to Milwaukee. 64-33 in the NL Central. We have dominated our division, and that has helped us run out to a big lead in it, to a point that we might actually find ourselves with a bye again, which I'm going to be really happy with because, you know, we suck in the wild card round, but last year I guess we lost in the DS2, so does it really make a difference? I don't know. Either way, we are leading our division, and we have a few all-stars. Freddie Peralta is an all-star. Third starting pitcher, he's got a 2.42 ERA and 101 strikeouts at the moment when we look at it. We look at our bullpen, we don't have any there, and that's because I think McGill was pretty bad to start off the year. Surprisingly, no Contreras as an all-star this year after winning the batting title last year, which is something. But Terang's an all-star, hitting 273 this season, 25 stolen bases to start off the year. And then we also have Yelich and Churio in left field, both as all-stars, with good seasons from both of them, 276 and 269 respectively. And so we've got a couple all-stars. I think the most impressive ones being the fact that we have Yelich and Churio.
They keep asking me if I'm back. Well, I'm thinking I'm back.
Roger Lincoln, phenomenal pick right there. And the reason I say that is look at the walks per nine and the hits per nine. If this dude makes it up to the league, he is going to end up being a star, easy low whip, good ERA pitcher. Love to see that. I don't know if he'll make it in time to actually contribute to this team if we're in World Series contention, but if not, that's still a good prospect to have. Javier De Los Santos is a little bit further away. He's got good speed, but good potential, so still could be a trade piece. Rich Cora, 91, another same one similar to Roger Lincoln, though much further away. Alejandro Sanchez, 82 potential with fantastic stats. 79 potential with not Tyler Black, that's the first baseman we currently have. That's Terry Black, another first baseman. Not really that great, just kind of a random swing. Luke Medler, 89 potential with really good hits per nine and Ks per nine. And Elroy Staub, 89 potential, 56 overall. So they're all kind of low overalls, I guess. If this was a longer term rebuild, this would be great. But we still got a ton of trade assets with this draft. And at the month of September, we are 91-47. A fantastic hold. We are going to make the playoffs by winning the NL Central. The question is if we can have the 1 seed over the Dodgers. Now, even though we have that, I need to put a caveat. We are 100% this season NL Central merchants. 34-9 in the NL Central. Yeah. There is no guarantee that the wins that we have on our record are actually representative of how good this team is, because we are clearly in the worst division in baseball. Starting the college football season, we are ranked 6th in the nation, though I doubt that we are going to maintain that for the entirety of the season. I have a lot of doubts about how the Badgers are going to play for us this season because of just in general, I don't think that we're that good. I think we kind of overperformed in 2025, and maybe we'll get lucky again, but I think a lot of that is dependent on just making sure we win the right matchups in the Big Ten and making sure we don't lose any of our out-of-conference games. Last year we lost to Miami of Ohio, but we beat Alabama, and I think that put us in position. And so Braden Locke's got a lot of work to do to maintain this, and without the development out of Nate White, because he didn't really get any better, I'm a little bit in that position of I don't know if we're going to be in a great spot to contend for this year. We just kind of have to hope that everybody kind of overperforms their ratings and then we have a great punter. I don't know. He's a great punter. That's all I got on this roster. Our second best player is our punter. But when you look at our schedule, we beat FCS Midwest. We really don't have a whole lot of ranked opponents, and I think that could be a good sign for us. We have to play Liberty, which is a tougher game, but it's at home in Madison. Then we have UCLA, who I don't think is that tough. Purdue supposedly is ranked, but it's Purdue. Shouldn't be that threatening. The big challenges are going to be USC and Penn State, and I think we might lose those two games. If we find a way to win every other game besides those two, I believe we really have a shot. I think those are the two losses we can afford. But a big win against Liberty is a good sign, as we have a fantastic fourth quarter coming back to beat them. And they're challenged. They're Liberty. I mean, I guess they don't have the star power in Salter anymore, but I still think that getting a victory over them is important as one of the hardest games on our schedule. And winning our out-of-conference games are even more important, really. But surprisingly, we were 5-0 at the end of the first month of play after a dominating 47-3 victory in Iowa. I think we might actually have a shot. We really just, like I said, have Penn State and USC left on our schedule, and I think USC has actually slipped. Yeah, they're all the way down to 24th. They have not had a good start to the season like we have. So besides them, I think we really could do this and make it to the playoffs again, really, which I didn't think so at the beginning of this season. And a big part of that is Braden Locke is leading the Heisman Trophy race right now for Wisconsin, beating out Marcel Reed. I mean, if he plays this well and we continue this up, a Heisman from Braden Locke would be something. The Green Bay Packers are coming off of a wild card appearance this past season, and we made some trades in the offseason to kind of stockpile picks for the future. So we didn't really make a whole lot of big acquisitions off of last year. We are rolling with Offensive Rookie of the Year, Matthew Golden, as our wide receiver 1. I'm excited to see what Jordan Love can do with him again in year 2, where he is going to be our primary target. Josh Jacobs moved up to X Factor at running back, which is going to be huge for this, as we could get a big season out of the running back. Still a good offensive line, despite our first-round draft pick not necessarily taking the job from Zach Tom or Rasheed Walker, but he doesn't need to just yet. We have a really good offensive line, so we're in a good position there. And defensively, the only big acquisition we made this offseason was signing Khalil Mack to a 2-year deal as a potential edge rusher, a big veteran to bring into the team, I think, that could really contribute to some of our development, making sure that we get a little bit better. It's something where I think the pass rush was a little weak last season. Rashawn Gary did get a X factor out of that somehow, but still we had a pretty weak pass rush last year, and I think adding Khalil Mack will be a big addition. And the secondary, which was weak, we added Martin Emerson off of a trade this season, and I think that's going to be a big thing. Can we turn this into something this year, knowing that the defense is now pretty good? I mean, look, we've got not our only bronze player right here because of dev traits is a tight end playing fullback. Like, this team is really, really good. I have a lot of faith in it. It's just a question of what can we do? Can we make the wild card? And can we get out of the first round with that wild card? I still don't think we'll win the division. The Lions, Vikings, and I guess the Bears also make this an incredibly, incredibly tight division. What a poor start to the season. We start 2-3. Now, I still think we're going to be okay because it's a tough start. You play Detroit in the beginning. You play Baltimore in the beginning. You know, you play Chicago, who apparently beats us this time. It makes it a tough schedule. And so there's still a good shot for us to end up coming back. And I think, you know, we still have a bunch of tough games here. Dallas, then Philly, then Cincinnati here in the month of October. We could really start deep in the hole before we can end up coming out of it near the end of the season. And I'm hoping that we'll be in that position when we get there. But not a good start for us. We're 20th in offense and 29th in defense. Just overall disappointing. Oh my. 111-51. Didn't think that was happening. We get 2 gold gloves from Jackson Cherio and Sal Frelick, and we also get a batting title from William Contreras. It's another league leader there, I guess. MVP goes to Manny Machado of the Padres. I think this is the first time I've seen that happen in this game. 314 with 41 home runs and 116 RBIs. Tyler Glasnow is second, meaning that he also likely won Cy Young. And Christian Yelich finished third, hitting 271 for 31 home runs and 113 RBIs. It's not a great season, but third in the MVP is awesome for Yelich. Cy Young goes to Tyler Glasnow, who pitched 20-4, 2.78 ERA with 199 strikeouts. Honestly, there's a good chance you could say that Mackenzie Gore deserved this with the 2.8 ERA and 248 strikeouts. And even Freddie, who pitched to a 2.37 ERA with 172 strikeouts. This is a very, very stacked Cy Young race, I think, in the NL. And I think there would be a big debate between which guy actually deserved it this year. When we look at the AL, the MVP is Rafael Devers of the Boston Red Sox. Now, note, if you're watching this, I was recording this and set up and fixed my rosters right before he got traded to the San Francisco Giants, so he will be on the Boston Red Sox for this video and this long cut of this rebuild, but then he will be on the Giants in the future. Aaron Judge finishes second, and Ryan O'Hearn finishes third with 41 home runs, hitting 321. Cy Young in the AL is Logan Gilbert with 2.91 ERA and 184 strikeouts. Another also really competitive race here. Wow, what a season. John Means leads an ERA with a 2.09. What a year. Freddie had a great season, but John Means 2.09. We have the league leader in triples with 14 for Jackson Chourio. Batting title for William Contreras gets him 328. And Terang led in runs with 104. I'm not going to count runs because it's a team stat to me again. When we look at the batting average, we led the way with William Contreras hitting 328 for 2 straight batting titles for our catcher. When it comes to hits, the leader was CJ Abrams with 189. I can see Terang down here with 182. We did have Terang second in doubles with 52 doubles, and your triples leader, Jackson Chourio, with 14 on the year. And our home runs leader, 41 for Manny Machado in a very, very down year offensively. No wonder the pitching was so great this season. Really, really down year, I think, offensively from most, besides apparently us and the Padres. Saves leader is Danny Colum of the Philadelphia Phillies with 53 saves on the season. He's like 36, so he's regressing, but what a great year from him in the bullpen. ERA leaders, we have number 1 and number 2, John Means 2.09 and Freddie Peralta 2.37. What a great top of the pitching rotation. Glad I paid John Means and glad I extended Freddie Peralta before he got too expensive. When it comes to strikeout leaders, Mackenzie Gore led the way with 248 strikeouts, 48 more than second place's Shohei Ohtani. The batting title in the AL goes to Ryan O'Hearn. That's 2 new, strange batting titles from Aranda and O'Hearn in back-to-back years. Hits leader is Aaron Judge with 188. Your home runs leader, Rafael Devers with 47 leading the way, who also led in RBIs this year. Saves leader in the AL was Lucas Erceg of the Kansas City Royals, who had 54 saves on the year. When it comes to ERA, Jack Flaherty led the way with a 2.32 for the Detroit Tigers, and your strikeout leader was Cole Reagans with the 214 on the season. I think there's a good shot you could say Flaherty might have deserved a Cy Young. I don't even think he was in the race. The game sent down Alex Young, who was a Rule 5 pickup for us this past year, who pitched to a 3.73 ERA and a 1.27 whip. Pretty good season for him as a good bullpen arm. Nobody else got sent down, and I think I brought up Priester for 7 games, and he got lit up when he did come up. He was pitching really well in AAA, but ended up getting blown up when he came up to the major leagues. Brian Hudson this year, 2.41 ERA. DL Hall was down in the minors. Koenig didn't have a great year, 4.90 ERA for him, 3.46 for Ashby. You saw McGill was not good. He lost his role as the closer this season because he was pretty poor. 4.4 ERA from him this year. Abner Uribe, 4.28. So the bullpen wasn't necessarily great. Ooh, but Bednar was. Thank you, Pittsburgh. 0.74 ERA and 0.79 whip for him. Fantastic year. And Nick Mears taking the closer role, 2.10 ERA with a 103 whip and 38 saves on the year. Think he might be able to get another year, and he might be our closer next season if I don't give Bednar an extension, because Bednar was great. When it comes to the starting rotation, 2.37, 102 whip, and 172 strikeouts for Freddie Peralta, phenomenal starting year from him. Brandon Woodruff, 319 with a 129 whip was good. Tobias Myers was a little mid, 402 ERA with a 141. Cortez was good, 366 with a 1-1 whip. And John Means. Oh, I love John Means. 209.99 whip. He pitched 163 innings because he got hurt, and so he had to go to the bullpen for a while. He only got 69 strikeouts in 163 innings. Andrew Vaughn got sent down. He will continuously get sent down because he has over 5 years of service time, meaning I can't just option him, and he wasn't really good in this season. 231, 302 on base. Nobody else did get sent down, so our actual lineup had Blake Perkins hitting 217. Meh. Andrew Monasterio, who I've been taking advantage of his options because he has so many. Wow, he is really, really good. 423 average. I know it's a small sample size. 531 on base and a 615 slugging. Like, these are small sample sizes, but this is, I feel like, what you regularly get out of him. And I want to give him a shot, but I also need to conserve the options and optionality of him. It's great. Eric Haase, terrible. I think it's time to bring up Cuero, or I think I have Tyron Lorenzo as well as a catcher, but I think Cuero should probably come up next season. Gary Mitchell, 248 this year, was not anything special. He did do a little bit of lefty platooning, but nothing really great. Still .8 WAR from him. Turang, 280, 12 home runs on the season, as he has another 50 double year. Doesn't get to 50 stolen bases this season, sadly. It's because I think he needed to... I know he got his walks up, so, I mean, just needs to steal a little bit more bases, Bryce. Oh my god, I love him. Look at the defensive ability, the WAR he brings in at second. Really, really good season from him. Sal Frelick, 267, 12 home runs, and 54 RBIs. William Contreras with a second straight batting title, 328 for 15 home runs on the year as our catcher. Just another great year from him. I love to see this, as it wasn't as good as it was last year. He was much better defensively last year, and he kind of was insane with some of the extra power that he had last year too, but really good. Yelich was third in the MVP as a DH, 271 with 31 home runs and 113 RBIs, 175 hits on the year. He's 34, he's regressing, but he's still performing really, really well. And so I cannot be mad at the productivity of a regressing Christian Yelich. Jackson Chourio, 257 with 24 home runs and 99 RBIs, as he got a gold glove defensively. And therefore, I'm thinking we're really going to start to see him blow up right here offensively this upcoming season. Still need to get that discipline up in the vision so that way he can walk a little bit more, but that's okay. 32 home runs from Rhys Hoskins this year. We had 19 from Pavin Smith, who had 299 with a 406 on base. Love to see that as a righty platoon. 925 OPS for a right fielder. That's crazy for $3 million a year. Joey Ortiz, 14 home runs, 239 average, and David Fry, 256 with 18 home runs on the season. Really, really good year, I think, from the offense, but mainly that starting rotation dominated. Let's hope they can do the same as we go to the playoffs. Here on Saturday with a noon game before the MLB playoffs, we are taking on Eastern Michigan. Should be able to easily take this team down, as we want to advance to 6-0 and remain a top-ranked team in the nation here with the Badgers. And the question is if we can do that. No recruits. I lost a couple guys, actually. But we stay 6-0, defeating Eastern Michigan, as we will have USC next week, who are 2-2, and we might be able to take them down. And so we have San Diego here in the first round, one of the best offenses against our pitching staff. We are going to have Peralta, then Woodruff to start off this series on the weekend. As usual, they have Musgrove and Nick Pivetta to go after us. So can we take them down this weekend? Saturday, we start Peralta versus Musgrove. We lose game 1. Woodruff in game 2 versus Matt Waldron instead. Okay, we do take that one. We are tied 1-1. We need to take a game off of them in San Diego later this week. And the Packers have Sunday night football against the Dallas Cowboys in the toughest part of our schedule. We probably need to pull a game off of one of our next 3 opponents to have a shot at making the playoffs. Can that be Dallas here on Sunday night? I really hope so, because I think Philly will beat us. Oh, 21-20. What a close game. Looks like we were up for 21-17 though, and they just weren't able to get anything going. And our defense actually showed up this game. 2 picks on Dak Prescott. That'll help a lot, as Love throws for 3 touchdowns and a pick. And so that makes it a 3-game series here against the Padres. We cannot afford to lose 2 of them. We need to win a game here in San Diego to have a shot and take out the Padres, who are going to try to upset us again. Maybe we'll finally get out of the first round for the first time since, I believe, 2018. Tobias Myers versus Nick Pivetta in Game 3. We lose. We are in the hole, down through... Oh, come on. Cortez versus Kolek. We win that one. Game 5. John Means on the mound versus Matt Waldron. He gives up no runs. He never gives up runs. Come on, John Means. Let's go! We won a series. It's 2018. We're taking on the Dodgers. But even bigger, I think, to be able to determine Wisconsin's chances of making it to a college football playoff is this game here against USC. Can we take them down in the Big Ten matchup? This would give us a real good shot at winning the Big Ten if we win this one, because it would mean that we would not be to 2 losses. Oh, I really wanted that safety. I invested so much. But we're 7-0. We took down USC and somehow got worse as a championship contender. Okay. This was a very close game against USC as they tried to come back and beat us, but we do win 31-28. I wonder if the closeness of this game is the reason why we were considered no longer a championship contender. Or, I mean, we still are, but not as much, because USC, I believe, has 3 losses now in the season, and if they're losing to us, it means that maybe they're not as strong of an opponent. We're still going to be ranked 4th, and we only have 1 ranked team left on our schedule, Penn State. And so with an NLCS game as well as a Sunday night football game happening at the same time, we're going to do the NFL game first to see if we can get through this one with a victory and not fall as far as we could. I mean, if we're 3-4, I think we're still okay. We took the game off the Cowboys, meaning I think we still have a good shot. And the Eagles are really good. 3rd in offense, 1st in defense. Can we take down the Philadelphia Eagles just as we did their division rival? We cannot, losing by 7, but still, I guess we're in a good spot for the rest of this season. And we got a breakout for Romeo Doubs. I don't think he's going to get it, and honestly, I don't even think I'm re-signing him, so I'm not that worried about him getting it, but still, maybe if he gets the dev trait, maybe I do re-sign him. The fate of Major League Baseball stands in between us and the Dodgers. If we win this one, that would mean that one new champion will get crowned no matter what. The Seattle Mariners, Tampa Bay Rays, and Milwaukee Brewers, all without a World Series in their history. And the Dodgers have enough. They have enough. Can we take them down here in this one? In Game 1, we have Peralta versus Ohtani in the NLCS, the 2018 rematch. We lose Game 1. Peralta's 0-2 so far in these games, and that leaves us out of home field advantage. Woodruff in Game 2 versus Glasnow. We are down 0-2. Myers versus Blake Snell in Game 3. We are down 0-3. Cortez in Game 4. We are swept by the Dodgers, and the 111-win season falls short to the powerhouse of the Dodgers, and I'm hoping for everybody else's sake that they don't take this out and just take it all out on all of our underdog small market teams. Thank you, Seattle, for defeating the Dodgers in the 2026 World Series in 4 games, by the way, as J.P. Crawford, World Series MVP, hitting .526 in the World Series. Ha-Seong Kim was the postseason MVP for the Dodgers, and Julio Rodriguez for the Mariners. And that gives us a brand new champion, the Seattle Mariners. Maybe us and Tampa Bay will be able to make it up next year, and we'll see them in 2027. Now, Penn State hasn't actually been that good this year. They're 4-4, meaning that I don't know if we lose to them. I honestly think we have a really good shot to win this one. I'm going to say that and jinx it, and we're going to lose to them. But if we beat them, this is an undefeated season until the Big Ten championship game. It's an undefeated season until the Big Ten championship game. We're not losing to Minnesota. Looks like we have Michigan in the Big Ten championship game, and I'm excited about that because that means I feel like even if we lose, we'll be in the college football playoff. Another reason I'm confident that we'll be able to make it even if we lose to Michigan is I see Oregon is in here, who is not going to be in the game, as well as Liberty, who we did beat earlier in the year, meaning that we would have a victory over one of these top teams. So I feel confident we will see ourselves in the college football playoff, win or lose.
My lord, the realm suffocates underneath your presence. Your rule is true, and your greatness cannot be ignored by those who wish to oppose you. You shall rule everything, and I shall assist you in what you need. And if it is an NBA Cup in which you desire, we shall take it. As well as Kasparas, he will assist you. He's your assistant. He will assist you, my lord.
How do we randomly just get games like this? 63-10 over the Giants. By the way, we are going to... Oh, wow, we're in the lead of the division. I thought that we were just, on there. We beat the Bengals. We've been on a run. We're on a hot streak. But 63-10? Who's the weekly... What? 298 yards? That had 5 sacks? I gotta see this box score. Just another massacre. I think what happened is we probably took the lead early and then just ran the ball every play for the second half. Yeah, Love started off the game really good. 4 touchdowns, 292 yards. We got 12 sacks in this game? I mean, I know the Giants' offensive line is terrible, but 12? And why did he rush 39 times? I guess we had that lead so early in this game. Golden at 198 yards. He must have had like a bomb to start off the game. And 3 touchdowns. Defensively, who got all the sacks? 5.5 for Van Ness, 2.5 for Gary, 2 for Clark, 1 for Cooper, 1 for Mack. I saw we had picks. Quay Walker had 1 and Emerson had 1. What a game. Did we have fumbles too? Forced fumble from Mack. Oh, wow. A lot of turnovers. Just a dominating win over the Giants. And, I mean, with that game for Jacobs, that's the NFL rushing record. And, I mean, does that mean he also... Probably Offensive Player of the Year if he keeps this up. We have the Big Ten championship game, Michigan versus Wisconsin. It's a pretty even matchup, and we've had a really, really good quarterback year from Braden Locke. We're also ranked 2nd in the nation at this point, but we're still going to make it, I think, if we end up losing this one. I'd still like to stay undefeated and have the bye over anything. But can we take down Michigan? Let's see. 3,000 XP. That's a lot of XP. That's some confetti. We win the Big Ten championship game over Michigan, and we will be advancing to the college football playoffs with a big victory. Pretty decisive victory at that. I mean, 35-14 over Michigan. Are we good? Oh, okay. Well, their quarterback got hurt. So let's strike that from the record. It was totally all Braden Locke's 5 touchdowns. That was all it was. Had nothing to do with injuries. Oh my God, he got it. We just got Heisman for Braden Locke. There's no way. Heisman for quarterback Braden Locke. Did we get any other awards? A Golden Arm winner. I guess, do we count that as 2 as a secondary award? Heisman and quarterback of the year. I feel like you get that guaranteed when you end up... Oh my God, Locke just had a dominant year. We also have best tight end of the year. Quincy Burrows ended with 6 touchdowns and 788 yards. We had the best D-back with 3 interceptions from Emilio Agard at the sophomore corner. I don't know how that's D-back of the year, but I'll take it. Best linebacker, 15 sacks for Thomas Heiberger, sophomore left outside linebacker. We are going to be in the college football playoff as the number 1. Alabama lost. We're the number 1 seed. What a last game of the season for Braden Locke. The 5 touchdowns, I think, got him to pass Darian Mensah from Tulane and Ty Simpson from Alabama. And the Alabama loss got us that too. I don't think we win this if Alabama beats Texas A&M in the SEC championship game. I mean, Braden Locke, what a season. 35-99, 42 touchdowns to 4 picks. What a phenomenal year from the Heisman Award-winning quarterback, who's only an 84 overall. We talked about trying to switch to a running offense. Don't even need to. We've got the air raid rolling. 752 and 7 from Nate White led the way for rushing for us, but I mean, the passing game is really what did it. We had tight end of the year, Quincy Burrows, with 768 and 6. Chris Brooks ended with 13 touchdowns on the year. Just an all-around attack to all the other receivers, too, as Barry Johnson got hurt. So I'm curious if he would have had more. No, he only missed one game in that one. When it comes to defense, though, 83 tackles from Landon Gauthier from Green Bay, Wisconsin. Ends up leading there, the sophomore redshirt there. Your sophomore redshirt edge rusher, Thomas, he's a pass coverage outside linebacker, ended with 15 and a half sacks on the year. Outside linebacker, what a year from him. And your DB of the year, Emilio Agard from Philadelphia. That's 3 sophomores leading the way on the defense, and Gauthier, Agard, and Heiberger, which is awesome season. Now, we didn't lead the way in passing yards because Christopher Vazina ended up leading that way from Clemson, who threw for 4,100 yards. And I don't think we led in passing touchdowns either, as Jalen Kitna at UAB with 45 touchdowns just beats out Braden Locke's season. But still, fantastic year from Locke to have the Heisman there on that one. Rushing leader, Jadarian Price from Notre Dame with 11, 65, and 7 touchdowns. Your touchdown leader, Amari Daniels, as well as George Pettaway, both injured with 15 touchdowns on the season. Neither of them played a full year in order to do that. So good for both of them, but sadly they got hurt. Your receiving leader is Ricky Hamares. I don't know. Junior wide receiver from Northwestern with 12, 82, and 16 touchdowns on the year. Your touchdown leader, though, was Zamarian Lang from Toledo, wide receiver there. Nobody else from us there. The question will be defense. Dextrell Irwin from Indiana with 11, 15. Now, I'm going to have to check sacks a little bit across it and interceptions. We're just going to go look at this. Elijah Culp from Charlotte had 7. Let's go look at the Big Ten and see if we led there in sacks. We did lead in the Big Ten. We led if you include the Big 12. But Bo Atkinson beats us there for sacks. So Heiberger doesn't lead the whole thing, as Bo Atkinson has more. What was the SEC number? Well, we would have led there over Jeremiah Beeman. So, and I'm always curious if the American Conference, 16 sacks from Zaylen Scott. Okay. All right. So no league leaders, but still, what a great year from us this year, as we had a bunch of awards and we're undefeated. We will be taking on next in the college football playoffs after the bye. We will be taking on the winner of Kansas State and Tennessee. The Kansas State Wildcats are going to be coming into Camp Randall here for the Orange Bowl for our first college football playoff game of this season. And after a tight run at the end of the season, losing 2 games at the end of the year, we end up getting the 3 seed against the Chicago Bears in the wild card round. And if we advance and if the Eagles advance, then I guess we have to play the Eagles again. But what a year from us. I mean, Jordan Love ends with over 4,000 yards and 45 touchdowns to 7 picks. What a great season from our franchise quarterback. Rushing, Josh Jacobs ends with 1663 and 14 touchdowns on the season. A lot of those coming from that one game against New York. And what a great year from him, who averages 5.3 yards per carry and ends up actually, performing like he's our franchise running back, and I love to see that. When it comes to receiving, Matthew Golden, 12, 13, and 11, 906 and 13 from Dubs, 903 and 12 from Reed, 457 and 5 from Kraft, and 330 and 4 from Wicks. So pretty balanced attack all the way across the board receiving-wise. For the defense, 102 tackles, 2 sacks, and 6 interceptions for Edgerrin Cooper to be one of the best players we have on defense. Sacks leader on the year, Lucas Van Ness with 14.5. Clark had 9. Khalil Mack had 6. 4.5 for Gary. 2 for Cooper. 2 for Wyatt. 1.5 for McKinney. 1.5 for Quay Walker. And our interception leader, Edgerrin Cooper with 6, 3 from Hobbs, 2 from Emerson, and only 1 from Xavier McKinney, as we get a bunch from a couple other guys too. Really good defensive season. How does that stack up to the rest of the league? Your passing leader on the season is CJ Stroud with 4,476 yards, leading the way this year for the Houston Texans over Jared Goff in second place. Touchdown leader, yes, league leader Jordan Love, 45 touchdowns to 7 picks, leads the way for us in Green Bay. Dominant year over Brock Purdy, who had 40 and 18 touchdowns. I think we have their picks, so I wonder how bad they did this year. When it comes to rushing, we have another league leader. I kind of knew that one was going to happen. Huge season from Josh Jacobs, 1663 and 14 touchdowns, leads the way over Najee Harris's 1285. Touchdown leader was Saquon Barkley with 18 touchdowns in only 13 games as he got hurt. 2 fumbles on the season for him too. So a little bit of a regression there from him. You're a receiving leader on the season. Amon-Ra St. Brown with 1731 for the Detroit Lions and 20 touchdowns. Your touchdown leader is right over Ilik Eomanor of Stanford, who had 19 on the season. When I look at defense, do we have any other league leaders? Drew Sanders led the way in tackles with 134 for the Denver Broncos. When it comes to sacks, your sack leader was Micah Parsons with 22.5, Hutchinson had 21.5, and Garrett had 20. We were 4th with Lucas Van Ness in the season. Really good there. And interception leader, 6. That's us. 4-way tie between Quincy Williams of the Jets, Avion Terrell, rookie corner of the Raiders, 6 from Fred Warner, and 6 from Edgerrin Cooper, meaning we have another league leader on the board in picks with Edgerrin Cooper. Since the Badgers had a bye and the Packers do not, we are going to take the Packers game here in Lambeau in the wild card round against the Chicago Bears. First to start off our run to see if we can make it to the Super Bowl here in Green Bay. After the MAC edition, we beat the Bears 28-12 and had to take on the Eagles, who are 12-5 and just a fantastic roster. Our offense really shut down this Bears offense, forcing them into 2 field goals, probably 4, honestly. I'm going to guess no, they just missed the extra point in the 4th. So we end up winning that one 28-12. Jordan Love had 3 touchdowns on the day. Jacobs had 60 yards and a touchdown. It's a great way to end up winning a chance to go take on the Eagles in the divisional round. But before that, we should see how the Badgers are going to do in their first game in the playoffs against Kansas State. And so behind Heisman Trophy winner Braden Locke, can we take down Kansas State in advance, win the Orange Bowl, and take on the next round of the... Okay, we got to commit. 3-star from Chicago. Okay, we got to commit from Sun Prairie, Wisconsin. Without the decommits, maybe we got a shot here to have won, and that's a lot of XP. I'm going to guess that we won, and we took down Kansas State. We win the quarterfinal Orange Bowl, and who are we playing next? First, I guess Dylan Johnson gets a Defensive Player of the Week, and another one, because I think they beat Oregon, so that means that... Or do they play Oregon right now? Does that mean Oregon lost? Oh, we're playing a rematch. We're playing Liberty. So Liberty beats Oregon, who lost 32-10. Really good game from Liberty. Now, we beat Liberty earlier in the year, so this could be a shot to go back. They did have Dante Moore through 2 picks in this one. We won 28-19. Looks like we had the lead for the majority, or for the second half there, winning off of the back of Braden Locke. Yes, of course. 3 touchdowns for Locke on the season led the way there. UAB beat Georgia 41-31, so they're advancing to take on Alabama. So we've beaten Alabama last year. We beat Liberty this year. UAB is undefeated. We are undefeated. I'm curious to see who goes. We're going to have to take on Liberty next. Oh, that's going to be a fun one. Next up on the docket, we have the Eagles, who bounced us in the playoffs last year. This is the number 1 offense versus the number 2 offense, and the number 5 defense versus the 22nd defense. So this is got to be a shootout for us to win, I'm going to guess. And we do have the better offense. I honestly think we have the better offense than them. I know that hurts. I think we're the better offense. I think the question is, can our defense overcome it? Game 2 in the divisional. Can we advance to the conference championship game? In the NFC, we do! We win 24-14! We take down the Eagles. It wasn't even a shootout. We just did it. And we had to take on the defending champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Another one, our defense just kind of showed up, it looks like, in this one, and we forced a turnover, and that's all we needed. Forcing turnovers in the second half. I think we had such a bad start to the season that our defense is ranked a lot lower than we actually are, because we had a great game from Jordan Love, another great game from Josh Jacobs, and defensively forced a pick on Hurts. We got a sack out of Ness and Gary, pick by Evan Williams, free safety. So we'll be going on to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are in it again. They're 14-3 this year, going for another one. And the winner will take on the winner of the Texans and Chargers in the AFC.
Welcome everybody to Pasadena and the majestic Rose Bowl, one of the unique settings in all of sport. This year's Rose Bowl, presented by Prudential, is a crucial part of the college football playoff. We've reached the semifinal stage, one last hurdle to clear before the national championship game. We'll find out here today which side has the toughness and the depth to keep driving toward that ultimate goal, the chance to raise that gold trophy over their heads. As we'll see the number 4 seed in this playoff, the Liberty Flames, taking on the top-seeded team in the playoff, the Wisconsin Badgers. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Chris Fowler, joined by Kirk Herbstreit. It's been a tremendous college football playoff so far, and it's down to this, the semifinals. Which team will head on to the national championship game?
And so we begin this Rose Bowl game against Liberty here in Pasadena, California, hoping that Braden Locke, our Heisman Trophy winner, can take us to the promised land. And a 30-yard rush will do let's go, 41-yard touchdown. To take a big lead early, we are up 7-0 on the first 2 plays of the game, and a sack by Dylan Johnson makes it 2nd and 20. 6-yard rush by James Jointer. Can they make their way down the field? But a 40-yard punt will give us the ball right back. They do get a sack by Larry Jones to kind of, ruin a little bit of our momentum, but another pass to Chris Brooks makes it 3rd and 4, and 1st and 10 on the pass to Quincy Burrows. 2-yard rush by Nate White makes it 2nd and 8, 3rd and 4 after the rush by Braden Locke, and 4th and 4 after the incomplete pass. We are going to punt it only 29 yards for Birdhams as they get the ball back here. So nothing on our second drive, but we are able to really kind of... Oh, never mind. Shouldn't have said that. I was going to say we were going to stop them, but James Joyner had a 30-yard rush there. 3rd and 10 for Ryan Berger here, and a penalty against Moses makes it 4th and 10. So they had to punt the ball right back to us as our defense has played well to start. I think offensively, I can see why Nate White is not necessarily the most reliable, because that's a little scary why he doesn't get any rushing yards, and our only rushing has to come from Braden Locke. So, but so far, defensive matchup as we force another 3-and-out for Liberty and are going to get the ball back here to start the second with good field position too for us. 10-yard rush for Chris Brooks makes it to the 50. 5-yard reception to Kekahuna gets us there, and then Braden Locke for 3rd and 5. Another incomplete as another, not 3-and-out this time, but another turnover on downs for us gives them the ball back. We had a great first drive, but nothing since, and a big 56-yard rush from Ryan Berger brings them to the 15, puts them in scoring range here as it's now 3rd and 4 for Caden Williams, 4th and 4 as they are unable to convert there, and kick the 25-yard field goal to make it 7-3. So we need something here. We need a little bit more offense. Pass to Chris Brooks for 8 yards. Another 14-yard catch to Quincy Burrows. Incomplete for Braden Locke on 2nd and 10. Another rush gets us 0 yards, makes it 3rd and 10, and a 3-yard rush ends that drive right there. The thing I'm not enjoying is that we get a big first down, and I feel like we just stall the next ones. Penalty on Dylan Johnson is going to give them good field range, and a pass to Darius Copeland puts them on the 7. Penalty against the offense makes it 1st and goal on the 12, but they score a touchdown to take a 9-7 lead. I really liked the offense on our first drive, where we ran the ball a couple times, mostly with Locke over White, but I'm just not certain we're taking big enough shots here. We're playing a little too conservatively. Penalty against the offense makes it 1st and 20, And then a 3rd and 17 here. We're going to need to take a shot, and we don't get it. We take a 1-yard rush to punt the ball off with less than 2 minutes left. I think we're running out the clock in the first half, essentially. So we had one good drive here, and then nothing else. But an interception by Landon Gauthier. I thought that was going to be over. We are back in scoring range. 22-yard catch to Kekahuna, down to the 6. 5-yard reception to Kekahuna, puts us on the 1. And a 1-yard rush from Yasameli, the running back, gets us a touchdown to take the lead back in the first half. I thought it was going to be over. I thought we were going to go into the second half down. We're going to go into the second half with a lead after the big interception by Landon Gauthier to give us a 14-10 lead. Now, they're going to start with the ball here in the second half, and we're going to hope for more defensive plays like that to keep the momentum. I mean, I guess that's the big difference between Braden Locke and a bunch of the other guys. He doesn't really make mistakes, and we play a conservative offense, and Nate White gets 28 yards on the carry to get us in good range. Now, we don't have a good kicker this year, so we aren't really in field goal range until we really get in there. Incomplete from Braden Locke, makes us to the 39. We're going to have to punt the ball. Looks like it was a good pin, gets them down to the 1, so they get a 2-yard rush to the 3, another yard to the 4 for 3rd and 7, and an incomplete makes it 4th and 7, so they're going to have to punt from their end zone, and a bad punt because of that gives us the ball here. Braden Locke incomplete. 5:41 left, and another 0-yard rush from Nate White. But a 16-yard catch by Grant Steck gets us to the 12. Another 7-yard catch for Grant Steck gets us in there. 3-yard rush to the 3. And a 3-yard touchdown to Kekahuna gets us a 21-10 lead on the Liberty. Okay. All right. So now we're up 2 scores. Big 40-yard rush by James Joyner Jr. is going to get them down the field. So that we're not stopping them, but a fumble gets us the ball right back. Tackett Curtis gets us the ball on the 42-yard line. We have forced 2 turnovers this game. Even if the offense has stalled out, it's been okay because of the turnovers, because our offense has stalled out. It's not really doing much. We're just not making mistakes, and we're forcing them to make mistakes. It's going to give us a 2-score lead. Oh, but they bring us all the way down to the 1 there for the first play of the 4th. I was going to say 2-score lead going into the 4th, but instead it is a 1-score lead as they score a touchdown and are unable to complete the 2-point conversion. So we need some first downs here. We need to be able to go down and actually drive a little bit. Braden Locke, 7-yard reception to Chris Brooks as we're throwing some passes, but a penalty against James Durand makes it 2nd and 13. 5-yard rush to White makes it 3rd and 8, and an incomplete pass is going to force another punt by Atticus Bertrams to give them the ball, and then Heiberger gets a penalty, so they're going to be able to march. Oh, never mind, penalty on the offense. 6:25 left here as Caden Williams gets 1 yard. A sack by Heiberger, making up for his penalty, makes it 3rd and 20. Another sack by Morris. Awesome. That's awesome. 2 sacks in the drive right there. They're going to have to punt the ball to us. And 17-yard reception to Steck. I'm glad we're passing the ball a little bit here, even if we need to run down the clock. Only 2 yards there. Pass knocked away by Kwenku. Makes us have to punt for another touchback. So we're still not getting anything offensively. It's kind of been a bad day for us with the ball, but we've been able to stop them pretty well. They had to punt the ball back to us. 3:21 left in the game. Can we march and run this clock out here? 3-yard rush makes it 3rd and inches with 2:15 left. 2-yard rush makes Braden Locke get the first down. 2-yard rush for another one for Braden Locke. Oh, that's after the 2-minute. 2-yard rush for Yasameli makes it 2nd and 8. 24-yard rush for Yasameli is going to give us the first down. They call timeout, but we are going to kneel this one out, and we are going to be advancing to the national championship game as the undefeated Big Ten champion Wisconsin Badgers taking out Liberty for a second time this season. We are going to go on to the national championship game after winning the Rose Bowl to play the winner of UAB and Alabama, and we're going to see what we can do. Braden Locke didn't have a great game, but they're going to give him player of the game. I think you got to give that to Gauthier, the guy who got the interception on the day. But we win the Rose Bowl. We will be advancing to the Natty here in 2026. we will be taking on Alabama in the national championship game. UAB was unable to maintain their undefeated season, and they lose to Alabama 38-26. And great game by Ty Simpson. This is the runner-up in the Heisman Trophy award, I guess, race this season against the Heisman Trophy winner, Braden Locke. Will we be able to win a national championship on top of a Heisman Trophy this year? Well, let's see if Green Bay can make that 2 football teams in the championship game, if they can advance to the Super Bowl over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers first.
So I go in silence, searching for the ring, looking up above me, watch them spread the wings. The golden apparatus is all that I can bring. Rip it off my necklace, know that I can't scream. So can you hear me now? All lies below me. Everything beneath.
Here we are in the NFC Championship game against the defending champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers, playing here in Tampa Bay. Can the Green Bay Packers advance to their first Super Bowl since 2011 here in 2026, 15 years later? Let's see if we can do it. Jordan Love starts off the game with a big 28-yard pass to Romeo Doubs to get a good start. But with 2 passes, with a slow run and then 2 passes knocked away, we end up getting nothing there and having to punt the ball back to Tampa Bay. But a pick for Xavier McKinney gives us the ball on the 8-yard line as he picks off Baker Mayfield, putting us in scoring position right away, and a 4-yard touchdown pass to Matthew Golden gives us the lead. This is a football state, and Wisconsin fans like football more than anything, and so being able to get a Super Bowl trophy would really make the fans happy after the disappointment of the Milwaukee Brewers earlier in the postseason. So, they are moving the ball down the field, finding quick little dink and dunk plays by Baker Mayfield to get some yardage. 3rd and 7, and a penalty against the offense makes it 4th and 7. So they have to punt the ball back to us here in Green Bay. Jordan Love gets sacked by Vita Vea to start off this next drive, and a negative 3-yard rush from Josh Jacobs puts us in the hole. A 15-yard pass to Matthew Golden isn't enough for the first down, so we have to punt the ball back to Tampa Bay. We do not have a good punter. That's a big weakness, I would say, that we will have. We did not invest in punting because we don't care about defense or punting. By the way, Tampa Bay is the number 1 defense. By a long shot, too. So when I looked at the scoring, Tampa Bay has only allowed their opponents, on average, 14 points per game this year. And that has put them in a position to really contend well, and they were 14-3 on the season. Another big sack by Hassan Reddick, as it is 7-3 after the field goal. But they are a really good defensive team, and we are primarily an offensive team. And if we are unable to get past this defense and make this into a shootout, I don't know how we're going to be able to beat Tampa Bay. Our luck is that we are generally good at forcing turnovers, and that's what we do. And a pass knocked away by Edgerrin Cooper forces 4th and 10 to get the ball back for a punt. But we still have the chance to win anyways. And a 7-3 lead as we get a little bit of a rush and then a pass, and we're going to move and get our first down in a little while, as we're going to start marching slowly down the field using Josh Jacobs and the momentum that he brings to move down the field. Pass to Tucker Kraft for 12 yards. Big penalty on Hassan Reddick. And a big pass to Matthew Golden to get us to the 3 as we get a 3-yard touchdown to take a 2-score lead here in the second quarter. So, if we are able to score, and that's just really kind of the big part, I think, having more offense in this game as we get another big stop on Tampa Bay. If we're able to score, I think that we'll be able to overcome their defense. We just passed to a tight end, or to a right tackle. That was Blake Miller, our first draft pick this past season, had a 15-yard catch in this game. Tucker Kraft with 12 yards. I wonder if Luke Musgrave is hurt. and that's why Blake Miller was getting yardage. But with less than 2 minutes left in the first half, 2nd and 5, Jordan Love is sacked to make it 3rd and 10. We're going to make a quick little check down pass to Tucker Kraft to give them the ball back with 1 minute left here in the first half. Can we get a stop and make sure they don't get an insta score here? 2 quick passes to Godwin and Evans as they're going to no-huddle their way down the field. But the pass dropped by Ibuka is going to force the end of that half. 14-3, we're going to go into the second half with the lead as Tampa Bay is going to start with the ball. Now, we kind of like them in this position where they're running the ball because Bucky Irving is not as good as the offensive weapons they have with Ibuka, Evans, and Chris Godwin. But if we let them march like this, they are going to be able to score pretty easily because we are a bend, don't break defense. I mean, we truly are about getting turnovers, and that's all we really have. We can't stop much, and so forcing incompletions and forcing turnovers is all we can do to score, as they are going to go down and score after getting a 3rd and 10. They failed to convert the 2-point conversion, so it's actually 14-9 here, as we are going to take the ball here in the 3rd. 4-yard rush from Jacobs, 6-yard rush from Jacobs, makes it 3rd and inches, and a 2-yard rush from Jacobs, as we are going to move the ball slowly, or not if we get the negative yardage. But we're just kind of using Josh Jacobs to get our way down the field, I think. Not using our big play targets in Matthew Golden, or even in Jaden Reed, who I have not really seen so far in this game. Forcing 4th and 8, we have to punt the ball for 35 yards as they get the ball back here. Down 5. Can we stop them? They're going to start rushing the ball a little bit more. And I think our defense is starting to falter here in the second half. I say that, but they get a big penalty on Wirfs. Make it 2nd and 20. 3rd and 14, entering the 4th here. And the pass is thrown away. That's going to make them punt. I would like a 2-score lead, please, as they have a massive 69-yard punt for Brian Anger. But I need Love to throw it to somebody that is not one of these guys. I think that the Tampa Bay secondary must be really shutting down Jaden Reed and Dubs and Golden, because he's having to just check the ball down to Tucker Kraft, and big sack by Kenny Clark is going to make it 2nd and 13. But they pass the ball down 6 more yards, and they get the first down to Chris Godwin. But anyways, we haven't been able to get anything going from any of our guys outside of Tucker Kraft and Josh Jacobs. And so I'm a little bit concerned that the secondary of Tampa Bay has been doing really, really well. We do force the punt, so we get the ball here. 2-yard rush from Jacobs. But a penalty on Jacobs makes it 2nd and 13. A negative 3-yard rush makes it 3rd and 16. But a pass for 16 yards to Jaden Reed, who I thought had disappeared. Doesn't matter because we get sacked the next play by Yaya Diaby. 6-yard rush from Josh Jacobs makes it 3rd and 12 and 4th and 11. We're going to have to punt there after the penalty on the offense. So still 14-9 with 3 minutes left in this game. 2nd and 7 now with 2:37. 3rd and 7 as he throws it away. 1st and 10. Let's get to the 2-minute conversion, or 2-minute warning. I'm going to switch the speed to slow, and we are going to switch this to the end of the game, not the next play. I did that again. And we're going to watch the rest of this and see if Baker can take this last drive to beat us. Can we get pass rush there from Van Ness? Finds a wide open receiver across the middle, gets the tackle, does not tackle him in bounds. Baker has 1 pick on the day and no touchdowns, so wanted to jump forward to the end. My buttons just didn't want to do it. Let's go to the end of the game and let's see what we can do. 1 minute 17 left in the game as they are on the 42-yard line. And this is really our chance here. Can we get a big stop? Can we force a turnover? Quick check down, tackled in the middle of the field. They're going to have to call timeout after the tackle. Makes it 2nd and 2 with 1:13 on the 49-yard line. They need a touchdown to win the game. We need to make sure they don't get it. We get over there, do not force the incompletion on the check down, and they don't call timeout. Running the clock down to the 1 minute mark as they're going to pass and still try to march. We get pressure, nothing there, but he gets another completion to Ibuka, making it 2nd and 4 with 54 seconds after they call the timeout. Now on the 39-yard line, Baker Mayfield back in the shotgun, going to look for their receivers. They have a lot of weapons. He goes to the check down. Big pass break up there. Forces the incomplete for 3rd and 4. They're going to have to go for something small here to make sure they guarantee the first down. I don't think they're taking a shot. though I would say they are a fourth down territory. There was a screen over to the left, wide open receivers. I don't know why we dropped into big prevent defense as they find Igbuka down the middle and they call timeout. No timeouts left. 40 seconds left in the game here in the fourth quarter of the NFC Championship game. Our offense really wasn't able to do anything against this dominant Tampa Bay defense, and they find themselves here on the 26-yard line, or 25, with 40 seconds left. And can we get the stop? We get pressure. Is Van Ness going to get there? We get the sack from Lucas Van Ness. It is down to 15 seconds left in the game. Baker Mayfield's going to have to drop back and look for a receiver. He looks deep, finds somebody open, throws incomplete. They are going to have one play, maybe two left with 9 seconds left in this game. What are they doing here? This is a weird formation to run on 3rd and 21 with 9 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Weird trick play. Are they going to throw it to Evans? He scrambles right, looks it, throws the ball away. 4th and 21. This is going to be down to a Hail Mary for Baker Mayfield on the 37-yard line as the trick play call doesn't work. Mike Evans was open, but I don't think it made any sense to throw it to him. He throws it away. Drops back. He's going to have to look deep for somebody. Throws it deep. Who's open? Nobody. It's a pile. Incomplete. The Green Bay Packers are advancing to the Super Bowl in 2026. Incomplete pass by Baker Mayfield. He's unable to make the big play. And for the first time since 2011, the Green Bay Packers are going to be competing for a Super Bowl championship in Titletown. It's time for the national championship game where the Wisconsin Badgers are going to come out to play against the Alabama Crimson Tide. What a season. Heisman winner and an undefeated year on the line here to take down Alabama, who was the other top-ranked team in the year. This is likely the number 1 and number 2 matchup if they did not lose their SEC championship game, and we won the Big Ten. It's the top of the Big Ten versus second place in the SEC here. Can we take down the Alabama Crimson Tide? And so here we go. We are probably underdogs in this matchup when you consider just how good Alabama is. They get a sack to start, a negative 3-yard rush, and an incomplete pass, as that is a suffocating way to start a national championship game against Alabama, who just kind of punches us in the mouth in the first drive. And maybe we'll be able to punch them right back, forcing some incompletions and a drop pass to get us the ball back here. 0-0 in the national championship game, though Braden Locke is struggling. We struggled on offense last time against Liberty. So this is Alabama that we're talking about. This is going to be an even better team. Can we get them to be stopped just like we stopped them? Big pass to Ryan Williams for 30 yards, gets them under the 20, and they get a touchdown to Richard Young. So we go down 7-0. I need to see Braden Locke be able to move down the field and score. Can the Heisman Trophy winner win a national championship game in his Heisman year? He has not gotten like any offense so far. We are being suffocated by the Alabama Crimson Tide here in this one. And we are getting good stops, forcing some penalties, forcing some things, and a big sack for Kurt Neal gives us 3rd and 21, but they find Ryan Williams for a 26-yard first down, incomplete by Ty Simpson. Another 8-yard rush from Justice Haynes makes it 3rd and 2. 4th and 7 after the sack by Morris. Awesome. They're going to kick the field goal to end the first quarter. We are down 10-0 as we're going to need to move down the field much better. One thing I have not mentioned is that we are actually in this postseason missing our starting left tackle, left guard, right tackle, left end, right end, D tackle, and middle linebacker. So we are very injured. Now, that's not necessarily an excuse. You can't necessarily overcome and say, oh, well, we didn't win a national championship game because we were injured. This is the only opportunity you have with this team, and a penalty against Beeman does give us a 1st and goal on the 4. Negative 2-yard rush from White. 4-yard rush makes it 3rd and goal. 3-yard touchdown, Braden Locke to Chris Brooks. So we are back in this, but it's just important to note that those injuries are making us significantly weaker in this one. We still have to win now, because this is also Locke's last year here. This is his senior year. And so he has to win now because he's never going to get another shot. We're going to a new quarterback next year. We're going to a new team, a new roster entirely. And if Alabama beats us, they have Jeremiah Smith too. 3rd and goal on the 1. They score a touchdown to Justice Haynes. So they got Jeremiah Smith out of the transfer portal. They have the top 2 best wide receivers in all of college football on their team. And we have the Wisconsin secondary to stop that. So, penalty on 4th and 1, but it doesn't matter. We're going to have to punt the ball off. 1:25 left here. Can we get a stop? They are just going to march down this field. We need the turnovers, but a 53-yard touchdown to Ryan Williams makes it 24-7. I am a little bit, I've lost a lot of faith here, I think, in this one. I don't know if we're going to be able to take this down. We have to give them the ball to start the second half. 15-yard catch to Jaron Hamilton, 4 to Jeremiah Smith. Pass knocked away by Taylor Medina. Pass knocked away by Snowden. Means we'll probably get the ball back here. We got to score now. And 5-yard rushes might not be enough for us here. We have to score. And we get one. Trace Kekahuna gets a touchdown, making it a 10-point game. Okay. We might be back in this. I need some turnovers. We need to get the stops against Alabama. 5-yard sack by Kurt Neal. Makes it 3rd and 14. Another sack by Morris Awesome. Gives it 4th and 22. We're going to get the ball here now. Incomplete pass by Braden Locke. 3-yard rush from Locke. Makes it 3rd and 7. But we're sacked by Jeremiah Beeman, making it 4th and 13. We're going to have to punt the ball back. That was a real good chance to score. I think we had to score there. But the sacks by Beeman just kind of makes that stop, and we don't have the kickers to be able to get it. Fumble! Recovered! We get the ball back here on the 19. 3-yard rush for Nate White. Another incomplete by Braden Locke. 1st and goal on the pass to Chris Brooks on the 2, and we get the touchdown. This has become a game. We were looking for turnovers. We got them. Here it is. They're going to move the ball down to Jeremiah Smith. 5-yard rush from Richard Young. Negative 2-yard rush from Richard Young. End of 3rd quarter. Going into the 4th. Can we get the stop? Incomplete pass. We are red hot here in the second half. Can we go down and score? 6-yard reception to Kekahuna. An incomplete pass for Braden Locke. Needs to get the conversion. Incomplete pass. We punt the ball away here to give them the ball with 9 minutes left. We need to get stops here. We cannot let them march. But they're gonna do it. Jeremiah Smith, 46-yard touchdown. Wow, this team is really hard to beat. I can't believe that the rest of the college football let this team exist. And he throws an interception. The man who didn't really throw many all season finally throws a pick in the national championship game, and I feel like that's probably the end for us. 38-21. We'll see if we can march. We get a 15-yard penalty against Beeman. 13-yard catch to Steck. We are throwing the ball down the field. Penalty against Beeman again. But another interception. That's going to end it for us. We are not going to win the national championship game here in 2026. Though making it is really, really special. Sadly, we will not be able to take down Alabama. Alabama is going to go out there on the field and celebrate their national championship as we are going to have to walk off in disappointment. Unable to cap off an undefeated season for us here with the Badgers. But what a great year from Braden Locke to be able to get the Heisman and get all the way to the Natty. Maybe we'll be able to come back soon, but not with Braden Locke. Hopefully he'll be able to get his chance in the NFL by another team. But that is it for us with the Badgers. CJ Stroud versus Jordan Love. We are in the Super Bowl here in Green Bay. This is being played in San Francisco for Jordan Love's opportunity to be the next great Green Bay quarterback and get his title of his own. And he has to defeat his mirror, CJ Stroud, the quarterback of the Houston Texans, as we go on to try to win Super Bowl number 61. And so we're going to begin with the ball here against the Houston Texans and try to make a drive and score quickly. They are another team that was here because of their defense and Will Anderson, but I do believe with us being able to overcome Tampa Bay, we are the favorites in this because Tampa Bay was probably the best team left in the playoffs with the Chiefs and Bills being knocked out. Negative 3-yard rush from Josh Jacobs makes it 2nd and 13, 3rd and 6 after the 7-yard catch to Tucker Kraft. Penalty on Jordan Morgan, who did win Offensive Lineman of the Year. Gets us to another 3-yard pass for a opportunity for a 42-yard field goal to take a 3-0 lead here in the first quarter of Super Bowl 61. 8-yard rush by Joe Mixon and a big pass to Nico Collins as the Texans are going to march right down the field right away and put themselves in scoring position. They are a very good offense, just the same as us. Christian Kirk with a 17-yard touchdown for the Texans to take a 7-3 lead over us here in Super Bowl 62. We are able to get some rushing here, and I like to see that. We're finding Jaden Reed. We're finding Tucker Kraft. These are much better plays than we were seeing against Tampa. I think Houston's secondary is a little bit worse than Tampa's as we find Matthew Golden for a 25-yard touchdown. They're not as tough as Tampa was, and so we are able to move down the field a little bit easier. Big penalty on Kenny Clark to kind of put themselves away. But they are still going to be able to pass just like we are as we finish the first quarter up by 3, and they have the ball. They're going to keep marching, though. I mean, it's not going to be an easy stop. This might be another one where we just need to force turnovers from a quarterback who doesn't turn the ball over in CJ Stroud. 1-yard rush from Joe Mixon gets them the touchdown, so Houston takes the lead here in Super Bowl 61. We're going to move down the field, 6-yard pass to Dubs, 6-yard rush by Jordan Love to get the first down, 1-yard rush from Josh Jacobs, and another 6 yards to make it 3rd and 2, and a first down from Dubs as we're marching here in the second, and a big pass to Matthew Golden gets us another touchdown. We are up 17-14 on this Houston Texans defense. Big penalty on Cam Robinson. I guess this is a question of which team is unable to convert first. It might be them as they throw an incomplete in 4th and 2. The first punt of the game is Tommy Townsend giving us the ball here. If we can keep moving, we can take a 2-score lead here in an offensive shootout in Super Bowl 61. But Danielle Hunter gets the sack to make it 3rd and 8. Doesn't matter. Matthew Golden wide open, 26 yards. It's like the opposite of what we just saw in the national championship game. Matthew Golden really breaks open the back half of their defense on regular occasions, just being able to find his way through. And first and Matthew Golden, there he is, down to the 1 with 2 minutes left here in the game, or in the first half. We take a 2-score lead. 24-14 with less than 2 minutes left in the first half. If we can get another stop, I don't know if that's going to happen. They find Carnell Tate quickly. Nico Collins, penalty against Lucas Van Ness. But the interception by Javon Bullard for 37 yards gives us the ball with 3 timeouts left. But we throw an interception back, giving them the chance. Stroud is sacked for a 3-yard loss. They might be able to kick the field goal if they time this right. They do, 24-17. An interception battle. I told you, they're mirrors of each other. And it ends up being Justice Haynes was just in the other game. Hi, Justice. And Joe Mixon for a 70-yard touchdown to tie the game up on the first play of the second half. We are tied up. The interception mirror match between Stroud and Love make this game right back to being close. But 2 penalties on the Texans are going to put us in scoring range as we pass to Josh Jacobs and are looking to march down for a score here. This is Houston's first ever Super Bowl appearance, and if we can make sure that they don't get it, and we get another one, that would be a great way to cap off a fantastic season by the Green Bay Packers and Jordan Love. 2-yard rush from Mixon makes it 2nd and 8, but they're going to kind of march too. I mean, we really can't stop them. It's going to be all about turnovers in this one, and I think they feel the same, and that's why I thought that turnover would have been huge. But Love threw it right back to Stingley to give them their shot back. and they find Nico Collins for 32 yards. It's 31-31 with 6 minutes left here in the third quarter of the Super Bowl. What a Super Bowl shootout. Fans would be ecstatic after watching this one because it is just offense, offense, offense between Stroud and Love. We are moving the ball down the field, down to the 19. Can we score another touchdown here in the third quarter? With 3 seconds left in the third, we don't score. 3rd and inches on the 5. Incomplete pass, 4th and inches on the 5. Come on, go for it. No, we took the field goal, 34-31. Don't like that. 4th and inches on the 5. You should have just went for it. Houston gets a big pass to Nico. 4-yard rush from Joe Mixon. 5-yard rush from Joe Mixon. A 4-yard rush from Joe Mixon. Sack by Lucas Van Ness makes it 2nd and 14. 8-yard pass to Jolton Schultz makes it 3rd and 6. 4th and 2. Gonna force the field goal. It is back to tied at 34-34. What a game right here. It is still tied in this game. Green Bay and Houston. Romeo Doubs for 22 yards. Pass knocked away by Henry To'oTo'o. 21-yard pass to Josh Jacobs to bring us to the 12-yard line. Another 6-yard rush. And sacked by Will Anderson makes it 3rd and 13 on the 16-yard line. Pass to Doubs for 9 yards, but that's going to be another field goal as we go up 37-34 here. Less than 6 minutes to play as Houston gets the ball, but Lucas Van Ness with a sack to make it 2nd and 18. A 2-yard rush makes it 3rd and 17 for the Houston Texans. Pass knocked away by Edgerrin Cooper makes it 4th and 17. They punt the ball back to us. We're going to have the ball with the lead, 37-34 in the Super Bowl. Doubs makes a big pass, rush by Love, 4-yard rush by Love, 3rd and 5. 1st and 10 as the pass to Matthew Golden. Going under the 2-minute warning. They call their first timeout after an 8-yard rush by Josh Jacobs. They call their second timeout after a 9-yard rush by Josh Jacobs. They call their third timeout after a kneel. And we are going to win Super Bowl 61 here in San Francisco. Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers are Super Bowl champions once again. Titletown adds another ring to the trophy case, as the free agent signing of Khalil Mack was the signifier of another run. That's what we do here in Green Bay. You add a Hall of Fame defensive player, and you go on to win the whole thing. 3 quarterbacks, 3 championships. In 30 years, the dominance continues in Green Bay, as Randy Moss is probably not happy to hand this trophy off to a Green Bay Packer. Look at Goodell handing it over to Jordan Love and Matthew LaFleur as we win it. Super Bowl 61 in Wisconsin. 5-time Super Bowl Green Bay Packers as we win the Super Bowl here. Defeating the Texans, Jordan Love is Super Bowl MVP. On the year, Jalen Hurts was the MVP. Coach of the Year went to Todd Bowles of the Buccaneers. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Offensive Player of the Year. Aiden Hutchinson, Defensive Player of the Year. Alike Amanar of the Eagles wins Offensive Rookie of the Year. And Avion Terrell of the Raiders wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. What a season for us. Unable to do it in the NCAA, but we were able to do it in the NFL. And with one team left and one band left, I mean, come on. You think Giannis isn't going to see Green Bay do this and see that as a challenge? And Khalil Mack retires at the end of the season, riding off into the sunset as a Super Bowl champion with the Green Bay Packers. After the Super Bowl victory for the Green Bay Packers, we take a look at the NBA and see that Giannis, my lord, is leading the MVP race over Luka Doncic now with the Bulls. One of the reasons I traded Damian Lillard to the Lakers was because it made a lot of sense for them to do. They would have 2 expiring contracts this season because Luka signed with the Bulls, and therefore when both of LeBron and Damian Lillard inevitably retire at the end of the year, they will have a ton of cap space to work with, and role players don't make a whole lot of sense to have. Giannis should be able to win an MVP this year as long as he can maintain this top spot and we continue to win games as the number 1 team in the NBA. We're going to take a look at the Milwaukee Brewers offseason, and the things that I think we need to replace are we need a number 4 starting pitcher, actually, because Nestor Cortez is going to be a free agent, and I don't feel like paying him the $20 million a year he's asking for. We need to replace Rhys Hoskins. I'm going to see if I can just bring him back. If not, because I want to make sure I'm saving some money here, because we don't actually have a whole lot of money to spend, and I'm going to get some guys that are going to go up in arbitration, so we don't actually have a whole lot of money to work with. So if I don't get him, my thought is we do Pavin Smith at first against righties, and then Christian Yelich, I think, could be the first baseman against lefties like Bryce Harper. I think he could make that conversion to first, and that would make a lot of sense. Though I could also just keep him at DH and I find a lefty platoon guy to play first. I don't know. There isn't a whole lot of options at first base. Pete Alonso's a free agent. I don't have the money for him. I signed Rhys Hoskins back. Wasn't really considering it, but as I thought about it, I was like, we have Mate come up not this year, but next year. And Valbuena could come up during September of this year. Then we could save him in his rookie season for 2028. I think we'll be in a good position for him to contend for a really, really good season, rookie of the year and all that. And Rhys Hoskins' contract will be up by then, so I can move somebody over to first base if needed. And we got another starting pitcher under the books. Shane Bieber coming to the crew this season. We should have another really good pitcher. That should be a number 2. So we'll have Peralta, Bieber, Woodruff, then we'll have Means, and then the 5th slot will either be Tobias Myers, Jacob Mizorowski, or Robert Gasser. I like that for a rotation. Joe Bruner is a second-round pick. For us, we are losing our top left guard and our best offensive lineman. I think the big thing is that we're losing our quarterback, but he didn't get drafted, so no Heisman Trophy winner going to the NFL draft. And I'm excited to see the development from the defensive side of the ball. However, the one thing I'm a little disappointed by is we are not getting a lot of development out of the quarterback position. And Case and Love, who I thought might have been our starter in a couple years, won't be. I just don't see how he will be. We're probably going to go with Matar this year. Or maybe I just go with Patrick Teamer because he's a freshman. And we just roll with that. I don't know. Either way I look at it, I don't think we're going to be going back this year. I don't think we're going to get the same production that we had out of Braden Locke. Thanks to the 49ers not having a good year this year, we have pick 7 as well as pick 32 in this year's draft. And looking at our draft board, there's a couple guys that I think might be able to be interesting picks near the top. And I see a left tackle here in Kasim McCullers who could be something. I see a left guard that I know in Craig Woods that could be something near the top as well. Knowing that we need corner, I mean, there's a couple, but honestly, I think I can get one of these guys a little bit later. Nate Meredith and Matt Bartow as 2 corners who I might be able to get a little bit later. So I checked out some outside linebackers. Maybe Bernie Summers could do something to replace Khalil Mack. Maybe Brian Burrow. There's also the potential of us trading out again. Now, I don't know if I'm going to do that with pick 7, but we'll take a look at our possibilities in this draft because I do think I can get any of these corners and they can provide us with what we need. And we still have $46 million in cap space because we don't have Khalil Mack under contract anymore. And honestly, our team isn't that expensive. So we'll take a look. I have a lot of guys on the draft board that I think could be interesting. The question will just be down to who is available and when. If McCullers is there, I'm probably taking him. But otherwise, I don't know what else I'll take. There's a lot of options. And a great way to get good value, I think, is to get Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, who I honestly am going to say I think this is one of the last times you're ever going to be able to get him. Because whenever Madden 26 comes out and we're able to look at him, I don't think he's got much more left in his playing career. So let's see if we can do something with him before he is done due to injury. And so our first pick is going to be one based on need first. I'm going to get at corner Matt Bartow with pick 24 in the NFL draft. We still have another first round pick where I can get the left guard, who might still be there. I don't need him, so I'm not necessarily in a rush to get him. Or I get an outside linebacker, who also now I don't need. Matt Bartow was ranked 8th and a hidden dev trait. Love to see it. Wow, did we end up hitting in this draft as well as just acquiring a bunch of assets. Matt Bartow, 77 overall with a hidden dev trait and 21 years old for the development. Brian Burrow, 75 overall, normal dev trait, so didn't get a big hit on him. But I'm going to guess that Bernie Summers, dev trait? Nope, no dev trait. So 76 overall, outside linebacker. Xavier Peppard, 76 overall, normal. So maybe only got one dev trade from this, but it's still fantastic. Two dev traits. We'll take that from Justin Haynes. Great draft, I think, and I'm actually curious to see what that left guard ended up being when I look at the entire NFL. And what the top corner was. I mean, okay, so McCullers, who went pick 1, was an 81 overall. The wide receiver who went pick 2 was an 82. So I could have taken Craig Woods. That would have been the good pick there, I think. Is taking this left guard who had a hidden dev trade. This dude's going to be a stud for Houston, who was able to get him at 31 right before I drafted. So good for them, I guess. But we ended up still doing very, very well in this draft. And the team that we traded down with only got a 74 overall. But he had a hidden dev trade. And just to make sure he made it to the league, I signed an undrafted free agent rookie quarterback and made him into Braden Locke. No! No, no, no! No, 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 no. One leg or no legs, he still gets it. MVP Giannis. Oh, I'm not really hopeful about our chances in the playoffs, but we do get the trophy for him. 32-11 for 1.8 and 1.7. Shot 60% from the field. Finally got rewarded back with what he deserved for all these past years and the production he put together. He finally gets the recognition for his third MVP. AJ Dybantsa of the Detroit Pistons wins Rookie of the Year. Cam Boozer wins Sixth Man of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Victor Wembanyama, and Most Improved Carter Bryant of the Wizards. Cade Cunningham with Clutch Player as we win Coach of the Year at 64 wins, despite losing Giannis for the last 2 weeks of the season. He was first team All-NBA, and he put together a great season. It just sucks that he got hurt at the end right before the playoffs. I mean, he could be back. It's technically, he could be 4 weeks. If we decide to take 7 games per series for the first 2 rounds, maybe he'll be back for the conference finals. But man, that would be a lot on this team of role players to be able to do that. Rest of the first team is Luka, Jokic, Wembanyama, and Halliburton. Second team was Shea, Edwards, Thompson, Cunningham, and Paolo. We don't have anybody else here. Joel Embiid was third team. There's another big one. Giannis was third in the Defensive Player of the Year race behind Victor and Amin Thompson. All defensive second team had nobody of ours. I don't think I played any rookies this year. I drafted Braden Burries, but I knew I wasn't going to play him, so I didn't really talk about him. And I'm just hoping he'll develop into being a serviceable guy next season on the roster as Dybantsa wins and gets first team All-NBA. We are going to end up being the 1 seed, winning the division and the Eastern Conference. Though, let's just go to the team here for a second. This is going to be one hell of a playoffs. Come on, Andre Drummond. So on the season, I think our big performances were, I'm glad he only missed 6 games, but 32.3 points per game for Giannis this year, and he had a phenomenal season. I actually am curious if he ended up, yeah, he's upset he didn't win the Defensive Player of the Year award. I'm actually surprised he didn't end up 55 points in that game and 17. So he could have averaged more. I'll be curious if he loses out on the scoring title, because look at those last 2 games before he got hurt. 55 points on the season was the season high, tied with Cade Cunningham on the season. We'll have to see if he ends up winning the scoring title as well. It's going to be a question mark. Kasparas Giaconis with 17 points per game, Reeves with 14, Pat Williams 9, Murray 8, Jones 4, Prosper 6. I mean, I wasn't asking a lot from all these guys. I actually wanted them to not score. It's why we went out and got defensive guys and guys who could play their role. I don't need scorers. I need shooters. And so our top rebounder was Giannis. Our top passer was Giaconis. And then steals, Giannis with 1.8. Blocks, Giannis with 1.7. And field goal percentage, Giannis. Did we have anybody shoot well from 3? Patrick Williams shot over 40% from 3. We'll take that. I'm hoping I can get a little bit more out of these guys, but that's okay, I guess, on it. Let's see if Giannis led anything across the league. Rack up another one for a scoring title for Giannis, getting 32.3 points per game, leading the way in the NBA this season. Didn't need those last couple games to do it. Rebound leader was Jokic with 13, who also put together a phenomenal season. Assist leader was Halliburton, who was the only one to average over 10 assists on a game. Steals leader Dyson Daniels with 2.1, and blocks leader Victor Wembanyama with 2.7. Your field goal percentage and best shooter this season was Derek Lively, beating out Zion and Giannis from the field. And then from the three-point line, your top shooter was Peyton Pritchard for a second straight season, shooting 46% from three. Your top free throw shooter, Steph Curry, shooting almost 97% on the season. So for the first round of the playoffs, we don't have Giannis, and the question is, we need to win this one, but we also need to make sure that we don't win too fast. We need these to go 7 games for Giannis to be able to come back in time for us to be able to possibly play in the Eastern Conference Finals. So, first off, can we beat Miami without him? Game 1 against Miami, we win that one 116-111. Game 2 against Miami, Keegan Murray should be back. We will fix that rotation. We win that one 106-89. What a bunch of role players. How are we winning these? Reeves with 30 in game 2, and in game 1 we had 41 from Yaka Jonas. That's a great start. Okay, as we go to Miami, in game 3, we lose game 3 98-88. Game 4, we take a 3-1 lead. I need Toronto and Atlanta to go 7 as well. In game 5, we advance, but they don't go 7. Okay, that's going to make us have an Eastern Conference Finals rematch without Giannis. Can we do it? I actually want to see how we ended up in that first round, and I want to see Yaka Jonas. How does he doing? 44 in those last games? I mean, I still apologize if I'm mispronouncing his name. I haven't had anybody correct me yet in the other video, but he's averaging 28 right now on the season, or on the playoffs. This dude could take a massive jump in the role if he needs to next year, because this has been a great playoff series against Miami. Okay, your last year Eastern Conference Final champion was the Toronto Raptors. This year they have Quickly, Dick, Barrett, Ingram, and Pirtle. Same team as last year. Can we make this go long enough for Giannis to potentially come back from a broken leg? Game 1, we win 107-94. Behind, please, we'll just watch it be Yak. Oh my god, he's so good. Game 2, can we take down Toronto? We win. We're up 2-0. The fact that we are winning this with a bunch of role players is insane to me. Game 3 going into Toronto. Okay, we lost Omax Prosper. But we're up 3-0. We win that one 124-116. 31-26. Can we sweep the Raptors without Giannis? Oh, we cannot. We lose game 4. That's okay. Okay. The more time it takes, the more time we have to wait for Giannis to come back. Game 5. Can we beat them here? Giannis is going to be back. Giannis is going to be back. And we advance to the Eastern Conference Finals. Giannis has returned just in time to play the Cleveland Cavaliers in the Eastern Conference Finals. We have Garland, Mitchell, Hunter, Mobley, and Allen. It's the team that we would expect. On the other side, it's San Antonio and Dallas. This is the usual situation. Can we beat Cleveland here? Game 1 against the Cavs. We lose this first one. I'm going to guess Giannis is a little rusty. Nope. No, he's not. Not at all. Not rusty whatsoever. Yaka Jonas didn't really... Oh my god, Austin Reeves threw that game away. All right, game 2 against the Cavs. We tie the series up 128-122. Game 3, they take another one, 117-114 in overtime. Garland is 28. Giannis put up 50, but it wasn't enough because we just couldn't get anything else from everybody else. They're exhausted. They put in so much work in the first 2 series, and Giannis is here to try to save the day, but can he do it? Game 4 in Cleveland. Giannis is hurt. I don't care. He's playing. We are down 3-1. Giannis gets hurt in this game as well. Still sore knee. His legs are just gone underneath him. Game 5 against Cleveland. This is to basically save ourselves. Giannis is healed, and we win that one. We are back in this. Giannis put up 43 in that game. Game 6 against the Cavs. I'm just going to simulate it. We have forced a Game 7. We have forced a Game 7. Giannis put up 36. Jonas had 30. Reeves had 23. Nobody else in double digits. It is Game 7 in the Eastern Conference Finals. We fought our way here without Giannis. Now that he's been here, let's just take a look. I want to see what he's averaging in the finals. He is averaging 37 and 13 in the Eastern Conference Finals right now. Can we get over the hump with this Game 7 against the Cleveland Cavaliers? Simulate with Simcast. We are going to go right in. What can we do here? We start off the first quarter with the lead. We win the first quarter. Can we win the second quarter? We have a first half lead. Cleveland coming back in the third. In the fourth, this is a close game now. We have blown the lead. Cleveland is right back in this. We are up by 3, by 5, by 5. With 2 minutes left, we are still up. I'm going to have to stop. We're going to jump in. We are up 3 with a minute and a half left in the game. In Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals. I have to make sure to switch over so I'm not playing the game. We're going to see, can we take this? We are up 3. Cleveland has the ball. 1:28 left in the fourth. Our team of role players around Giannis. What can we do? Jones holding down Hunter. We get the bad pass over to Tyson, over to Garland. He has Jonas on him. He's going to dribble around. He looks on for Mitchell. Mitchell's open. Takes the 3. Tie game. We are unable to defend the shot. Austin Reeves, bad defense, and left Donovan Mitchell wide open. Here, Giannis is going to bring the ball down the court. He is exhausted, but he's going to do the work. Going directly at Defensive Player of the Year, Evan Mobley. Passes the ball out to Jonas. Tied 128. He's dribbling him down. He's got Garland on him. He's a bigger guy. He's waiting. 4 seconds left on the clock. He's going to have to take the shot. Dribbles. Takes a contested 3. Makes it. He makes it. Jonas with Garland all in his face. Who are you? You are the man, Jonas. We are up 3 with 46 seconds left after the clutch 3-pointer from our first round pick last season. We are right back in the lead. The Milwaukee fans are on their feet, waiting for their hero to save the day as he always does. They look for who they're going to pass it into. Find Garland wide open. Jonas doesn't cover him, and he's wide open. It's tied back up. Our team is not really good defensively right now. The two guards that can score, Reeves and Jonas, are not the best defensive players. They're big, but they can't really do a whole lot. That's why we have all the great defenders that we have in Jones and Murray and Patrick Williams and Lonzo Ball. But you need to have these guys out there for offense. So Jones is going to pass the ball in, probably to Jonas in the start. Looks over. Reeves is actually open, but he gives it to Jonas. Pump fakes a couple times. Finds Reeves wide open for 3. Misses. Ball rolls out. Mobley gets the rebound, throws it over to Garland. Garland is going to dribble past Jonas. Mitchell on Reeves. Pass it over to Garland. Step back. 2. Makes it. Cleveland takes the lead. 27 seconds left in this game. Cleveland has taken the lead. They've come back from down 20. Can Giannis and the Bucks come back here and take this lead right back? We saw a contested 3 from Jonas to get the lead. Can we hold on to it? Who are we going to go to? I hope they go to Giannis, but I know they probably won't. They give it to him. He dribbles right. He does get past Mobley, but he passes the ball back out. Jonas is going to dribble around on the top of the key. He's got Garland on him. They're going to go for the pick. Sets the pick. Giannis is wide open, but he doesn't give it to him. Goes for the thing. He goes for the drive and the spin. I was going to say that, and I got distracted. He draws the foul. If Jonas makes the 2 free throws, it'll be tied at 133 with 13 seconds left here in Game 7. No pressure. No pressure for the year 2 point guard from Illinois. Can he make the 2 free throws? Makes the first. Down 1. Second free throw. It's good. Tied 133-133. If I was the Bucks right now, I'd put in Lonzo Ball. I'd put in every one of our great defenders, and I'd try to lock them up here at the end of this game. I don't know. Garland has gone right at Kasparas Giaconis and has been able to beat him over and over again. We do not make any changes. We're going to see an ISO here for Darius Garland on Kasparas Giaconis. Can we win? Advance the ball. 13 seconds left on the clock. They pass the ball into Garland. Dribbles around. Looks for DeAndre Hunter. Goes right at Keegan Murray. Keegan Murray has to pass it out to Mobley. Passes to Tyson, who shoots it over. Does not get it over. Giannis throws in the heave. Oh, almost went in. We're going into overtime in Game 7. What a game. I'm going to jump back into Simcast. So starting overtime, tied 133 to 133. Can we take the lead back? We get free throws to start it off, 135, 133. Let's go for a few minutes here and see if we are going to be able to jump back in. We are up. It is tied. It is a back and forth game. All right, minute and a half. We're going to jump right back in. It's 141, 141. And I have to make sure to switch back to not controlling anything. What a Game 7 this has been. We are in overtime, 141 to 141. Pass it into DeAndre Hunter, who's going to take it on Keegan Murray. Screened by Evan Mobley. Goes over the top, gets by his man. Giannis goes for the defense. Does not make the layup. Giannis grabs the rebound. Dribbles down the court. Finds Giaconis, who does not take it. Steps back, and we're going to see a little bit of dribbling around from the 6-foot point guard. Pass it into the post for Giannis. That's an offensive 3-second on Giannis. Kind of crazy. It looked like it went for a jump ball. And they're going to call that on Giannis as, you know, Mobley looked like he tried to steal possession from Giannis on the pass, and the poor pass. And it ends up being a penalty on Giannis instead. I think the refs are kind of calling this a little tight if they're going to call that one. Don't know what this camera angle is. I can't see what just happened because the camera angle's bad. I have to go to instant replay. Nope, we're still locked on Giannis. I can't see the game. 2K, I can't see the game. I don't know what's going on. Yep, I can never see the game. They scored somehow, but I can't see the game. 2K. 2K25 is terrible. Cleveland just went down and scored. We didn't get to see any of that. So, we're down by 2 with 41 seconds left now in the game. Jones passes it into Reeves. Gives it back to Jones. Gives it to Murray. Fakes it over to Reeves. Takes the corner 3. Misses it. Giannis does not go for the rebound. Mobley grabs it. Garland has the ball. Dribbles down the court. Looks for DeAndre Hunter, who's going to drive right in. That's Keegan Murray, who gets the shooting foul. That's his 4th. Don't show him because I know it's going to lock and get stuck on him. This is their chance. Hunter's going to take the first free throw, make it. They're up 3. He's going to take the second, and he's going to miss it. Giannis grabs the rebound. We're going to be able to go down the court. He's got the fast break. Go for it. Giannis misses. Giannis missed the layup. Oh, no. Giannis misses the layup. Max Strus is going to shoot free throws. And that's going to be it. We are going to be unable to take this series against Cleveland, as we are going to fall in overtime. I mean, we'll call timeout. We'll see if we can get a quick basket here. But I think that might be it for us. Giannis has 56 and 17 on the game. And he missed the layup to make it 58. He put all that he could into this game. And honestly, a lot of it is down to the poor defense of Jakob Jonas and Reeves at the end of it. Giannis is going to foul out, and that's going to be it for us. We will not be advancing to the NBA Finals, even with Giannis doing everything he can to come back in this game. And in this series, we will not be seeing the end of this season. Victor Wembanyama wins Western Conference Finals MVP, and Giannis won Eastern Conference Finals MVP back-to-back years in 2 losses. 43, 14, 5, 2, and 2.5 on 58% shooting. Just the lack of defense from Reeves, and I think Jakob Jonas was the reason why we lose that one. Though I can't say that, we needed that. We needed those two to even be able to get there. And hopefully they'll just develop as better defenders for the rest of their careers here, because I'm not going to be able to make a move to replace them. Spurs win the championship. Wembanyama Finals MVP. What an ending to 2026, where we almost just got another one from just an unlikely season. I can't believe it's so sad he got hurt at the end, but we couldn't get over it. We couldn't get past Cleveland. And in the MLB, the Brewers lose in the NLCS. The Packers win the Super Bowl. The Badgers lose in the national championship game. And the Bucks lose in the conference finals in Game 7. And so we're right there on the cusp for everybody, except for the Green Bay Packers, who have, made it. This is a really, really good year for us. We ended up having so much success in 2026. And really, I can only see upwards growth from everybody besides maybe the Badgers, who, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, because they've shocked me so far 2 seasons in a row. Maybe they'll shock me a 3rd in a row. But with a Super Bowl under our belts, now it's question for the other teams. Can the Brewers get past the Dodgers and actually make it to the World Series? Can the Bucks finally get out of the Eastern Conference Finals and make it back to the NBA Finals for Giannis to get a chance to get some more rings on his finger? And then will the Badgers be able to actually win it with a new quarterback, knowing that they're not getting a whole lot of development from that quarterback position? Will they be able to replace their Heisman quarterback? Anyways, when we look at next season, I'm excited to see that we have a lot of good moves. I actually have Shane Bieber up, Mizorowski's up. I have a rookie closer who I think could be interesting, and Nick Mears is going to be our closer this year. I like the rotation for next season in Milwaukee. We pretty much just brought back the same team. Didn't make any real free agent moves. Made a couple moves around the edges in order to try to kind of clean up the back half of this roster, but I'm excited because next year or later this year we'll have Valbuena, and we'll be in a position to really contend, I think, as long as we can continue to get good production from everybody on this team. But that'll do it for us this year in 2026. This was a long year with a lot of success, and I'm happy to say that I don't think it's over. I don't think it's over. We'll see you in 2027, where we'll see if we can top how great of a year 2026 was for Wisconsin sports.
Go home, get drunk, go sleep.